Hello and welcome. This is Business Incorporated coming to you live from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you for joining us. I'm Chimezie Obi Iwagu. On the program today, Kenya Airways shares surge after financial restructuring. South Africa's PIC wants Lomni board seats and plans Johannesburg's main listing. Plus, 3 firms bid to set up 4th mobile phone company in Zambia. We get started now with the markets, and all the markets we track on our African space were all in the green at intraday. The Nigerian Stock Exchange Index was up 0.33%. South Africa's JSE was up 0.58%, and Egypt was also trading higher at 0.33%. Kenya remained in the green on Tuesday. Move on now to the Middle East. Saudi Arabia's stock market edged up today at intraday after news that senior Prince Muteb bin Abdullah had been freed after reaching a settlement agreement with investigators in the country's corruption probe for paying more than $1 billion. The Saudi stock index climbed 0.21%, nearing major technical resistance around 7,000 points, a level which has capped the market since mid-October and which roughly coincides with the 200-day average. By contrast, Dubai's index slipped 0.25%. The most heavily traded stock, Builder Drake and Score, surged 3.3%. It has been strong since Monday when it announced that its shares had been included in MSCI's GCC index. But blue chip Emma Properties fell 1.3%. It has been soft for several weeks because of a slump in Dubai's real estate market and a weak stock market debut by its local development unit, Emma Development. In Abu Dhabi, the index there was down 0.28%. Qatar edged up 0.62% as Shaper Qatar Navigation has been rebounding from an 8-year low hit in mid-November, surged 5.7%. In Europe, stocks were higher in early trade after record peaks on Wall Street in the previous session as investors shrug off North Korea missile launch. Let's get details of today's trading activities from Daniel Coop. Good afternoon, Daniel. Here we come again. How are you today?
Hi there, Chimi. Yeah, I'm doing very fine. And we had champagne here a little bit earlier at the Stock Exchange. I'll tell you why.
Sure, the celebration. Your market is celebrating 20 years of Zitra trading on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. Yeah. So tell us about Zitra. Zitra, that's what it's called, right? What makes today special?
Yeah, you pronounced it correctly. It's called Xetra. It started 20 years ago, and pretty much since then everything here has changed on the trading floor. Behind me there used to be actually lots of action in the past, traders screaming, grabbing their phones when they saw that there could be a sort of a hot deal to make. Now everything with this computer-based trading, of course, everything is a little bit different. A trader was sharing with me earlier that also 20 years ago the trading duration was actually just 3 hours. Now we are trading here about 12 hours during the day, so a very different picture. And yeah, that was celebrated today. Let me also tell you a little bit pretty much what's going on at the moment behind me, because many people are always asking me, well, I mean, if the trading is all done pretty much online, why those traders, you know, behind me are actually still there? And in reality, I can tell you that many people and many investors here are always calling the Frankfurt Stock Exchange kind of like the biggest TV studio here in Germany, because of course all the trading is now being done with a computer, and pretty much the traders in the background are kind of like decoration here. And at the moment, just 5% of the actual Xetra trading is being done behind me, but literally they could also do it from home.
Sure, that's quite interesting there. Now, Siemens, the German engineering conglomerate, is coming up with healthcare IPO in one of the biggest European deals in years. What will this mean for the company, and coming at the same time that you are celebrating Zitra?
Yeah, that's probably the most interesting news today that every investor here at the trading floor is talking about, because if this is really going to be the case, that Health Inners, which belongs to Siemens, it's a medical tech company, if they would do their IPO next year here at the Frankfurt Stock Exchange, this would be the biggest IPO taking place here in Frankfurt since 20 years. Also pretty much at the time when the Xetra trading started 20 years ago. We had the IPO of Deutsche Telekom, the biggest telecommunication company here in Germany. But now with this new IPO, we could see something similar and even bigger happening. This company, Health Inners, is a company worth more than 40 billion euros, and we are hearing that at least 20% of the company would be traded here at the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. Always there was this kind of talks if the IPO would be at the New York Stock Exchange or here in Frankfurt. We are now learning that Frankfurt is mostly likely going to be the place for this IPO. It might already be announced today. This has not been confirmed yet. Siemens, the big energy company, is having a board meeting today. So after this board meeting, most likely we will know more.
Sure, but let's talk Brexit, Daniel. Britain and the European Union have reportedly reached a deal on that Brexit divorce bill. Now, does it mean London and Brussels are edging closer to a new phase in their negotiations?
Well, the European Union was always clear. Before this Brexit bill won't be negotiated, there are not going to be any further talks regarding also the rights of UK citizens in the European Union, and at the same time also not, what is very important also, of course, for the United Kingdom, how trade can be done in the future between the UK and the European Union. Now, it also has not been confirmed yet. We are hearing numbers of about 40 to 50 billion euros. This could be the amount of the Brexit deal. Earlier this year, we always had the European Union stating that they at least want 100 billion euros for the Brexit bill. It kind of seems that they have agreed in the middle, though it has not been confirmed. We had a statement a little bit earlier from the European Union negotiator Barnier. He has been stating that those talks are still in the progress and no final decision has been made. A similar statement we have also received from the Brexit ministry in the United Kingdom. But yeah, they have to agree on a number, because we also remember that the European Union has been pretty directly to the UK, even giving them a deadline that was now extended for one time, but the deadline is now really due on Monday to get this agreement. The European Union has been criticizing the UK for a long time for not really accepting that for this divorce at the end they also have to pay. The UK has also stated in the past that they don't even see a reason to pay. Now with this maybe 50 billion euros, at least it seems that they agree on something, but still, of course, the clock is ticking. Brexit is not anymore that far away, so investors are also hoping really here at the trading floor that this final numbers really will be published in the next days, or maybe even already today.
Thank you very much for those updates. Daniel, go and continue popping your champagne. I'll see you tomorrow.